We're finally at the point where we can send a test weight down the zipline, or so we thought. Because of the number of turnbuckles we strung together, and the fact that we have so much space between wire clamps on this end, our trolley doesn't come all the way back to the platform. That means the rope that will hold the seat, currently holding the tires, is too long, and we're fairly certain the tires will simply hit the ground as soon as they leave the platform. To try to get the trolley closer, which would allow us to shorten the rope, we decided to move the 3 wire clamps closer together and closer to the last turnbuckle. This shouldn't make any difference strength-wise. After the first wire clamp, anything else really isn't doing much. Almost all of the pressure is on the first clamp. The others provide some frictional stopping power, but in reality, they're only there in case the first one gives way.
We're going to move those clips. So they're only 1.5 inches, remember? That was a good idea.
Okay.
You want to do the pulling down on the cable or the unscrewing?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we shortened the rope by moving the wire clamps back a bit, but the tires hitting the ground, the thing about which we were worried, happened anyway. And it's not surprising. The idea here is that a child will be able to sit on the seat and hold the handlebars here. That means the seat needs to be about here. That means these tires are not a true test, since no rider would ever be on the rope at this point. So, it was back to the drawing board. After thinking about it for a minute, or 10, we decided there were 2 solutions. Remove a turnbuckle, which meant bringing down the entire thing and then once again tensioning everything after the turnbuckle was removed, or make the platform longer, so we could shorten the rope to the point where it represented a true test weight. With the sun low in the afternoon sky and our desire to have this operational for the New Year's Eve party the next night, it seemed fairly obvious which to pick. I could extend the platform the next day, but we didn't have time to do that now. So, we decided to set up Michael's ladder directly under the highest point the trolley could reach and launch from there. It was difficult to get 2 tires up on a ladder and keep them there while we retied the rope, but we managed it and crossed our fingers.
Okay.
Clearly the tires still weren't at the actual height that a rider would ride, but they were closer, and it worked. I'm also pretty pleased with myself that I had the forethought to put this rope on the bottom of the tires, because the zipline is very high at the bottom end, and I didn't think we'd be able to reach it. This would allow us to bring it back to the top of the hill.
That needs to be much lower. We don't have enough elevation drop. That was slow.
Couldn't this just be tighter?
I don't think we can get much tighter.
We've got 3 more turnbuckles.
Look at how little deflection we get.
But wouldn't that do the same thing?
Yes, except that we wouldn't be maxing out the tensile strength of the cable if we made it lower at this end.
Okay, so what do we need to do for that? Do we need to let the tension off this?
We need to undo all the work at the turnbuckles we just did. We need to undo all these clamps down here and then go back to pulling it again.
Could we just go back to pulling it again if we undid down there?
Well, no, because then you'd have no way of taking up slack with those turnbuckles. Do you understand?
I do. I don't like it.
I don't like it either because that's reset us now. We have to. It's going to take us an hour and a half to do that. Come down, let's talk.
This seemed like a major setback at first, and it was very discouraging at what was rapidly becoming the end of the day. But then we realized that the only reason the tires hit the ground was that they were lower than any person actually would be. So our height was fine. The only real issue was that the ride was very slow. In reality, from a safety perspective, that's okay. We got back up on the platform and ladders on both ends, and it seemed to both of us that there wasn't as much elevation drop as there should be. I went back to the math later that night and realized where the mistake was. We forgot to subtract something when we were using the laser level. That means the bottom end of the line should actually be 1 foot 3 inches lower than it is. But we weren't about to undo the entire thing to adjust that in the fading light. And since the zipline was safe, meaning we wouldn't go so fast we slammed into the end tree, we decided to attach the seat and give it a real test.
So this is clearly our lowest point. Right here.
Yeah, but I think the seat's going to be right where that knot is.
I think the seat's going to be right about where my hand is.
Well, you could reach up and grab the handlebars right now, couldn't you? Yeah, so you figure, yeah, I think the seat is going to be right where a little bit above the knot, yeah. So if you had your feet up, you'd be fine. You're going to be definitely the tallest person, so we're all set height-wise. Okay. I'm probably going to hit my right on that stump. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
There you go. This is a lot scary. Oh yeah! Oh my God, so fun! You're trying this.
Oh, you ready?
Yeah.
I'm kind of scared.
Yeah, I was too. It's scary, but it's super fun. Hold on. Hang on. I'll be right there. How, I couldn't tell through the camera. Did you hit the brake?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You feel like you're going to hit the tree?
No, not even close.
Okay, sweet. About to try it again, see if I can hold on to my phone and the zip line at the same time. I doubt it's going to work, but here we go. Here we go. Oh, my hat! That was faster, I felt like.
Because I pulled you.
Did you?
Yes.
You ready? Yeah. Awesome. Well, it's getting dark, and we have a successful zip line. It's not as perfect as we'd like it. We've got some things we're going to change this summer, but it's getting dark now, and it works, and it's not super fast, so it'll be a good way to break the kids in on it. And pretty excited that we got this done today. We both took a couple rides on it, and it's a lot of fun, and it's going to be even more fun. What we're going to do is probably take the take that loop that's around that pine tree back there and make it closer, take one of those turnbuckles and put it down at the other end, and also lower the other end. We did the math with the laser level that John came over and helped us with a couple days ago, and we did the math, and I think it's right, but I think the Zipline company might be a little bit overcautious. So what we're gonna do is probably lower this. We're gonna have to undo all this, take the tension out of the turnbuckles, loosen them all, basically take the whole thing apart. I mean, we won't be starting from scratch like we were before this project, but oh, Michael dropped a bunch of stuff off the four-wheeler. But at any rate, we are gonna undo it, and in order to lower that end, the bottom end, we're probably gonna have to take a bunch of the stuff apart. So we're gonna wait till it's a little warmer and easier to work. But for now, we've got a Zipline, and it's really, really fun.